All right, we're about to get this thing started, man. It's gonna be a little bit late, but we're about to make it happen. Oh. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Oh my goodness! I'm all right. Cut it. Cut it off. Cut it off. Cut it off. Cut it off. All right. Yeah. No. I get it. I get it. I get it. First off, hello and welcome in. My name is Marcus, aka E. I don't care what you call me, long as you call me baby. You know what I'm saying? We are here for another episode of ACE of Spades Podcast. Thank you for coming in. I am your host, Marcus, aka E. It's been this last couple of hour has been crazy. Okay. Little background. I work in Ecamm. So those that know what Ecamm is, a software that allows you to stream or whatever, and basically you have to set up all your scenes, right? I used to do StreamYard, which is another popular site where you didn't really have to set up anything. They had little boxes in places, and you know. They made it to where you can customize it a little bit more, but this one is like all you. Ecamm is all you. So right as I'm going through and trying to get the stories together and in order, it completely crashes. Everything goes away. So I literally had to build the show all the way back up. from nothing. Basically, it was just a scene of just me with the camera, and that's it. So I had to put the background music. I tried to get some of the sounds and stuff there. Not my soundboard is not completely there. I'm going to have to go through and make some things happen. But yeah, it's just crazy, man. Crazy. So, but I still said I was going to be here and I was going to do it. I'm sorry I started a little bit late. I think it was like 1 o'clock or 5:01 when I hit the button. But I was over here literally just trying to put the stream together. So I couldn't get everything that I was going to say down. So I'm going to be winging a lot of this. So hopefully it is still somewhat entertaining for you guys out there that's watching. But hopefully everything is going good. Hey, Kay, I seen you in the comment section. Hope all is well. Or at least going in that direction if it's not. And hello to everybody else. Hope y'all are having a great Sunday. And everything is going smooth for you guys. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and get into this. Before I do, let me do a little bit of housekeeping. You can, if you wouldn't mind, please hit the like button. All right. They say it helps the algorithm and all that stuff and pushes it out. So it is grateful. I'm very grateful for you to do so. And it helps. And I get to see the little notification saying that you do it. Sometimes I can catch it. Sometimes I can't. Right now it's showing that 2 people have hit the like button. So thank you so much for that. Whoever you are out there in YouTube land, I'm pretty sure one of them is Kay. So thank you, Kay. And whoever else may have hit it, thank you. And those that will hit it, thank you in the future. What's another thing? Donations. If you want to, you can donate to the stream. There's usually a ticker flying up here somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. Right there. Okay. So that's the ticker. If you want to hit up the Cash App, you can. It is grateful. I would be grateful. However, it is not needed. Okay. Now there is a thing that I have started doing. Hopefully I can remember to say this in the middle of the stream as well. But also, if you notice, there's a zero out of $25 up there in the corner. All right. That's for another stream. At least if we get at least $25 donated, I will do another bonus stream. Okay. And yeah, so that's how it goes. I think that's pretty simple. Pretty light work, right? So just do that. And I'll do a bonus stream. Now on the bonus streams, I must warn you, normally right now I cover news and things that's going on like that. Right. However, in the bonus streams, we can cover anything. Like I'll be doing all kind of stuff. OK. And I might even have guests come in as well. OK, so please keep an eye out for that. I will open up the lines if somebody wants to come in. OK. Now, I do also have so that's that. All right. That's for the stream here. Hit the like, subscribe, notification, all that stuff. So, every time we go live. All right. And then I also do at the end of the month, which is going to be next week, Sunday, I think it's the 26th, I will be doing a open mic as well, right? So I'll do an open mic. You guys can come in. I'll shoot the link if you want me to. All I need is one request to shoot the link. I can do that for you, and we can get you in. Now, let's say, hey, man, I want to come in. I want to voice my opinion on something or, what you're doing, what you're not doing. I want to say something to you. But I don't really want to be seen on camera. That's okay. All you have to do is come in and let me know that you don't want to be on camera. I'll put you in the background. I did it already once for Miss Ashanti. She didn't want to be on the screen, so I put her in the background so we can hear her, but we couldn't see her. So that's always an option as well. All you got to do is request it, and I'll make that happen, okay? I think that's it. All right. Let's get on into this thing. Thank you again, everybody that's here. Please hit the like button to help the stream out. All right. So I'm going to try to get this going. Okay. So it's cold, nice cold weather out here. You know what I'm saying? I do have me on a lovely hoodie, man. And if we do get a extra show, I will have an announcement in regards to that. But I will say it will have something to do with the Diz Riz merch. This is what I caught from his store. So please go check that out. All right. But yeah, we'll get into that when we cross that road. Now, lasering in here on the cold, man. I'm staying nice and warm in my Dear's Riz hoodie. However, it's a lot. The weather is dropping. We're coming through with another cold front. It's supposed to be getting really, really cold out here. But I know a lot of people. I know at least here, a lot of the schools are probably going to be closing down and everything like that. Here in Texas, man, people don't be playing around with the code. All right, I'm just gonna be honest with you. We don't play around with the code. So I remembered I was stationed in Utah. I flew in to Dallas, and I stayed with some family in Dallas, and it snowed. I don't know if it was like 1 inch or 2 inches, but the roads, everybody was crammed into everybody. All the cars was mingled together. Like it was they just cannot handle the snow out here. So everything tends to close down. Same thing happened in Florida as well. There was like a thin, I wouldn't even say ice, I would say frost that came across Florida, and everything shut down. So but speaking of that, like I know a lot of people, traveling to work and everything like that. Some people do not like going into work, but the new administration that's coming in, at least when it comes to government jobs, they are definitely looking to try to get you guys back into the office. Let's take a look.
Donald Trump, again, he announced that federal workers are going to go back to the office because they work for you. Everyone watching us at home tonight,
they can't work for you from home, I guess.
Work for you. Those federal workers, you pay their salaries. They need to show up at an office. And again, Donald Trump's going to rip up those agreements that allows those workers to work from home, although we all know what the federal workers are really doing is just absolutely nothing at best. At worst, they're working against you and your family and your security. And he's going to say that you have to get back into the office. And he's also going to say that workers who've betrayed the trust of the American people are going to be fired.
Wow. Okay. He seems real animate about getting your ass back at work right there. So yeah, that's wild. Oh, Miss Shanti, I did not see you there. I just mentioned you, and I guess you appear. Hey to Miss Miss Shanti down there, man. Hope all is well. All right. But yeah, want to get back to work, man. And the thing, okay, so when it comes to getting back to work, because I know some people who was working from home, man, I think that there's a lot of factors to look at when it comes to working from home and things like that. He says that you guys aren't doing anything. I don't necessarily believe that. I think that people are working. Why is that not going away? Don't tell me I got to set that up too. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to go in there and set that up. Okay. But there's a lot of people that do work from home, and I guess in the governmental sector, I guess they're gonna be going back. But I know some people that do work from there, and there are some pretty good, I would say, benefits, right, to working from home. Let me know if you're out there, man, if you agree, because one of the things is gas money for sure, right? Depending on where you live and where you work, you save so much gas money just not having to commute back and forth, right? So that's one thing to look at, as well as the time. Think about the time that you spend. Some people are in traffic to and from work. Right, they probably have you going 6, 7 in the morning. Everybody else is going in at the same time, so it's traffic, especially depending on how far you work from the home. And then coming back as well, 4, 5, 6 o'clock, you hitting that traffic, right? So you got to imagine that for some people it's probably an hour and a half to 2 hours getting to and from home. So I can only imagine that. Well, dang. That's the amount that, those 2 to 4 hours, maybe even each both ways, could really come into giving back to your family time, right? Being able to have family time and be there. I know my wife, she was working and she was missing a lot of, at times she was not able to make certain things that was going on with the kids, right? The kids programs and things like that, because they just, they had her so busy. So, and when she started working from home, she was able to make a lot more of those things to do, right? So I know, for some people, it can relieve a little bit of that stressful that stressful time while doing that. So again, I know how it can play a role in that. I gotta set up this whole thing because I can't even see what you're writing. As a single parent, I feel like if your child gets sick, you don't have to worry about taking off because you're already at home. Yes, I mean there's a lot of benefits. Well put, Miss Shanti. I definitely agree with that one. I think that it is definitely something that can help you. You know what I mean? When it comes to that type of scenario of where okay, I think that might be a little bit better. Oh, right, yeah, they can, you can freaking stay home with the kiddos if you need to. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to, you can prioritize family a little better. So yeah, I think it definitely does come in handy when it comes to. Sorry, I'm over here trying to get this together. I think I need to overlap it somehow. But yeah, it definitely can when it comes to. Why is that not? I'm sorry. I'm over here. I'm trying to text something and I can't figure it out. So yeah, I think that. Oh, that's because. Okay, that's probably because that's that. Okay. All right. Yeah. So yeah, I definitely wholeheartedly agree with you on that one. So yeah, I think that it definitely can come in handy, and that's one of those stressors, right? You're not stressing about, oh my goodness, if I can't do this, that, or the third because my child is sick, right? You can easily be able to do that. And you know what? The great part of it about that was, especially when the pandemic hit, if there was a good side to it, I guess you could say, is that it was relatable, right? You would see people in situations and you would be like, okay, this is just part of where we were at that time. You know what I'm saying? Kids coming into meetings and dogs barking and you forget you only have your top half is business and your bottom half is relaxation, and you stand up and everybody see your shorts and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's things that's like, hey, you too? Like I do the exact same thing. So I know it was very relatable and acceptable while doing, working in that period. And it wasn't a big deal. So, yeah, I think that was a great time. I think that not a great time, but I think that, I think because I believe that everybody often look at things and be like, hey man, because we've been doing it this way so long, like this is the only way to do it. And I like to, we used to be really innovative. And I think that this is another innovation of being able to, I don't see why you can't work from home. I know some jobs, of course, you'll have to be out in the workforce or in the office. But, the ones where you just use your brain power, like, why can't you just work from home? You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how it is. But and then I mean, as a company as well, does it not save you money to not have to pay for a building and all the utilities that may come with that building, or you know what I'm saying, to operate and work out of that space? I mean, I feel like that would be a good way to save money as well. You could definitely downsize. So I think it is some winning factors. But this dude really wants y'all to. He wants y'all to go to work bad. I ain't gonna lie to you. So yeah, that's wild. But hey, man, if you agree, please let me know in the comment section. If you disagree, let me know in the comment section as well. All right, I would love to hear from you. Don't forget to hit the like button, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification so you'll know every time we go live. All right. So moving on to the next story. All right. And it's involving policing in the communities, that especially that are occupied. All right, if you a person of color, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And there's several phrases that come when dealing with police in certain communities as well. All right, it's no secret. Let me know if you heard any of these before. Okay, do you stay around here? Right? Have you ever had one of those? Can I get your ID? Those are big ones right there. Some of the charges that normally when they don't have anything they hit you with is kind of like disorderly conduct. You know what I'm saying? Or disturbing the peace is another one. You know what I mean? But there's one that often happens a lot. And it's my favorite, which is you match the description. All right. And I've covered plenty of stories where people of color match the description, and when the people that they're looking for aren't even people of color. That's the crazy part of it. Yeah, they can't micromanage from home. Yes, exactly, Kay. I agree with that. They want to be all up in your business and see what you're doing, what you ain't doing. You know what I'm saying? About them TPS reports. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but yeah, there's so many. There's so many. I'm trying to see if I can fix this real quick because I want this to go away after a certain amount of time, but I can't figure out how to make it happen. Okay, I'll work on that later. All right, but yeah, the description thing, and I've covered it, and people of color would match the description of white folks. So I've seen a lot of crazy stuff that's going on. All right, and this tactic is still being used to this day. All right. Check this out, man. Not the fact that they're looking for a person of different color, but just the fact that they're matching the description towards a 11-year-old.
Donald Trump, again, he announced that federal workers.
Megan, Matt, that video shows that deputies were likely going to bring that little girl downtown until they finally realized that the suspect they were looking for had longer hair than the 11-year-old they had in handcuffs. A walk home from school interrupted by Onondaga County Sheriff's deputies.
Wait, I'm actually so confused. I'm scared.
A young girl starts recording after two deputies place her 11-year-old cousin in handcuffs.
You guys can keep going.
No, I gotta stay with her.
The deputies explain that this girl matches the description for a young person who allegedly stole a Kia.
Those are painful pants.
Pink check, exact same description.
Yeah.
The children repeatedly tell the deputies that they have the wrong girl. They're ignored.
Girl, you gonna tell me this ain't you?
The deputies insist that the 11-year-old girl in handcuffs.
Hey, don't you like when they try to use the same dialect that you use? Girl, you ain't gonna tell me that was you. Yo, come on, sister child. Be professional, okay? Cop lady, be professional, man. Don't be trying to seem like you one of them. No, you're not. Okay, they are not like us. All right. Hold on, man. Can I tell you that? Let's listen to this one more time.
The deputies insist that the 11-year-old girl in handcuffs is lying, showing them a photo of the suspect. When other deputies arrive and the reality of the situation sets in, she starts crying.
That's not her. Wait, can I?
This child's mother, agreeing to speak to the I-Team anonymously, is beside herself.
All right, hold on. Kay says, and I think a lot of people probably do agree with this, is that they look at our babies as adults instead of children, like they are. Yes, 100%. Kay, I've covered these stories as well. 100%.
She no longer wants to walk to and from school anymore. That was the only freedom she had, and it's now gone.
Eventually, the deputies realize the girl they placed in handcuffs is not their suspect. One of the deputies seems to say that the alleged car thief they're looking for has longer hair.
I'm sorry about it. You matched the description pretty clearly.
Okay, let's go, guys.
Good to go.
You match the description pretty clearly. I would say that's pretty clearly inaccurate. If you're talking about hairstyles and things like that, all these things you got to put in the proper, context here. I don't think that it's just tough. It's tough because what is the description? First off, that's the one that they get you at. You ask for the description and they literally look at you while they're describing the description as if there's no description, but they need to make it match, so they just say exactly what you got on. This is shit that they say all the time, because if you know the law, you know that they don't have to tell you the truth. So they can literally just be like, oh yeah, somebody in a pink jacket and some camouflage pants, that's what it was. And you go and look, and that's not at all what the suspect looked like. It's crazy.
I'm sorry.
Mom is not accepting the apology.
I can't make sense of it. I couldn't even finish watching the video. Even if it wasn't my child, I wouldn't be able to finish watching the video because that's not how you handle children.
Late this evening, the sheriff's office released a statement saying that Sheriff Tovey Shelley met with the mother this afternoon. He described it as a productive meeting. They also clarified that the deputies, in their opinion, did everything by the book, saying that they are within their right with certain provisions to be able to put juveniles in handcuffs. We've reached back out to see whether or not there was actually a formal apology, as that was not clarified in their statement.
And that's the whole thing too, man. It's hard, you can't. It's hard for them to give an apology because then they would have to admit that they were wrong. So it's something that you see quite often, man, of where these things happen, because I've covered stories of children, because she was 11, so she had to be probably in middle school, of children in elementary school where I don't even think the cuffs fit. They had to use like zip ties and do the little kid a perp walk outside, put them in the car. Like, it's like they really, it's really seems really insensitive for that, because I'm sure somebody probably say, man, 11-year-olds probably still that, da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? But I think that it should be a higher level of investigation that should be going on, and a better criteria that you would have to fit in order to do that. Because my thing is, I'm gonna be like, hey man, I want to see the person. I want to see the person who you saying, you know what I'm saying, I look like. Because and they did show a picture of her, but I want to see the actual, you know what I mean, like what you got on, everything, because I definitely want to make that report in there, because I think it's definitely important to be making these reports, so that way there's a paper trail of things that are, because look, if you get your dog, if you bring your dog to my car, the K9, and let them sniff and bark and sit and roll over and do all the shit that indicate that I got drugs in there, and then when you don't find drugs in there, oh yeah, I'm making a report, because dog and Officer Snuffy needs to be documented that this is, you know what I mean, that this is going on and it's inaccurate. So I would say call out anything that you see inaccurate, and make a notification of it, so that way it goes in some file, some jacket, somewhere, so they can keep a record of that. But really, this is just I hate to say it, but it's really just an initiation into your blackness, you know what I'm saying? Because I know for a fact that I also have been accosted by the police for nothing more than just walking down the street, you know what I'm saying? And they stop you, ask you for ID. Of course, they just want to run you and see if you got any warrants. And this is at the age of 18, you know what I mean? I just turned 18, and so they'll stop you, run you, do all that stuff. At the time, you don't know your rights. This is why I would always stress to learn your rights, man. You're in the game right now. You're in the game. All right. And all these rules, laws, and all this stuff, that's how you play the game. So learn the game that you in. Okay. Don't let them just be able to tell you anything and you, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You going with it. What up, man? Trap, what up, man? Good to see you in the building, sir. Make sure you hit that like button. It's only 2 people that hit the like button so far. So more people came in and ain't nobody hit the like button yet. So make sure you hit the like button for me, Brody. But yeah, and it's just the initiation, man. That's just, you know what I mean? When you're in certain environments, that's just it. You're going to experience these type of interactions. You're going to meet the description always. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's always going to be a description to be met. So sooner or later, it's going to happen. And I'm pretty sure, if anything, the mother is just happy that she made it out alive. You know what I'm saying? Because you hear about so many stories where they are interactions with the police, and things don't turn out quite right.
In a case of mistaken identity. Boy, this is so tough. Colorado police this time. They shot and killed a pregnant woman they believe stole from Target and dragged an officer under a minivan in an escape. They were wrong. Now the city owes her family $2 million. Doesn't seem like enough. Wow. Colorado police officer Anthony Bonallo claimed he shot and killed Destiny Thompson in a case of mistaken identity because he believed the pregnant woman was dragging a fellow officer under her car as she was speeding away from a group of aggressive police officers who had already shattered her passenger window. But the Arvada police officer he claimed to have been protecting was standing only a few feet away from him in his line of vision, according to a video reenactment created by the Arvada Police Department, because none of the cops on the scene were wearing body cams. Are we still not wearing body cams?
Okay, body cams not being worn that's ridiculous. Okay, especially nowadays, right? Like everybody should have a body cam. Matter of fact, I think there should be a crime to not have a body cam. I think that you should lose liability if you don't have a body cam on. Because every department across the United States issue body cams. There's no reason why you shouldn't have a body cam. But I don't know if y'all heard exactly what she said. So this guy, who's on the police force, ends up shooting and killing a pregnant woman because he thought that she ran over a cop and was dragging him, I guess, under the car because they burst her window. She took off, one would think, in fear of her life. And he thought that she was dragging a police officer. Meanwhile, the police officer that he thought she was dragging was right beside him the whole time. Okay, I think they're gonna go into further details. Let's dig into this.
Officer Benalo's stated reason for killing Miss Thompson was because he thought another officer, Sergeant Jeff Orndorff, was being dragged under Miss Thompson's van, stated the lawsuit filed against the Arvada Police Department in 2023. Lana Blackstar with the details. But Sergeant Orndorff was standing in plain view a few feet away, safe and sound. Anyone in Officer Benalo's position could and should have seen him. It was also obvious that no one was being dragged under Miss Thompson's minivan as it drove away from officers.
All right, so he should have a toxicology report done. Am I tripping? Should he have at least? Because this dude got to be high or drunk or something. Because number one, if someone was being drugged under a car, do you not think you would hear screams? Do you not think you would see gadgets? You know, they got all this shit on, something trailing behind, something falling. You wouldn't be able, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then like you couldn't just turn your head 5 degrees to see the guy was standing right by you. Like, what's going on here? Hold on, man. Let's keep going.
Scared, trying to save her life and that of her child. Officer Benalo's decision to kill Miss Thompson was patently unreasonable, as shown by law enforcement's own reconstruction of the scene at the time. Officer Benalo shot and killed Miss Thompson. But as usual, Benalo was cleared of any criminal charges by the district attorney, who claimed in her report that any reasonable person would have shot and killed the 27-year-old mother of 3 who was in her 7th month of pregnancy under the existing circumstances. However, Siddhartha Ratha, the attorney representing Thompson's family, argued that the reasonable officers were the 3 cops at the scene who did not fire their guns at the fleeing vehicle because they knew she was not a threat to them. Here's the woman who was actually accused of shoplifting from Target and threatening an employee with a switchblade. There's her mugshot.
Kay says, I think he discriminated because she's Hispanic. I would not doubt it at all. I don't know if y'all heard what she said, but she said that the DA did not press charges because of what he thought had happened, and if any other reasonable person was in his shoes, that, you know, they would have done the same thing. So basically, because like he could have, do you know how stupid that sounds? He could have said, he could have, he could make up any scenario. I thought she was a werewolf and she bit my partner's head while she drove away, and she was biting his head driving away, and I only had the only silver bullets in the department, so it was my duty to go over, catch up, and shoot her so she can release my partner's head while she was biting it and driving away at the same time. Well, yeah, I mean, if you were Van Helsing and you had silver bullets and you were chasing werewolves, basically the DA is saying, well, yeah, I can see by how you imagine, if anybody was in that situation, that would be something that would be reasonable if you were out hunting werewolves. This is just, but you have to realize the realization is that this did not happen, right? Like, that's the part that I think you have to understand, is that indeed it did not happen. So regardless of what you may have conjured up in your head that made you said, hey man, I got to do this, it did not happen. So I think that's the important piece that needs to be looked at here. Like, that's crazy that you can make up something and then be like, oh, they can look back and say, well, if anybody else was in that situation, they would have did the exact same thing. So that's perfectly fine. Even though the person that he thought was being drugged, even though he didn't hear any yelling or any screaming of saying, help me, or, any commands being given to stop the vehicle, from that. Well, maybe he was, because he's right next to him. So it would have been in his ear. If he did hear it, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy that you could just, I don't know how he couldn't tell the difference, especially since one is pregnant. Yes. And again, that motherfucker's like, hey, Jim, get in the car. They're dragging you. Because he had to get in the car to go chase the person. It's just, I don't understand. It's hard. I can't make sense of it. I'm sorry. I can't make sense of that. It just seemed like that was just, and then the fact that you can get away with it that's even more ridiculous. The lady spun off because you guys broke her window, and she most likely was in fear for her life. Because she didn't want you guys to do exactly what you did. Based off a scenario that didn't even happen. Like, that's wild. That's wild, man. I don't know. Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here on that one? Where do we go from here? Cell phones, man. I don't know if y'all know, but them things be getting hacked.
In November, U.S. intelligence agencies announced hackers affiliated with the Chinese government were able to steal call records and the private text messages of American citizens as part of a cyber espionage campaign. That prompted the FBI to issue a warning about how you text every day. Text iPhone to iPhone or Android to Android, and your text messages are encrypted. In other words, secure. But the FBI is warning text messages sent between iPhone and Androids don't have that automatic encryption, and that means those messages could be intercepted by scammers.
All right, man. So you gotta watch who you be texting to, I guess, depending on which device you're on. You know what I'm saying? So I think Oh wait, hold a minute, man. Wait a minute, man. Hold on. We got a donation. Now, I apologize because the donation, I told you I all my stuff dropped off and I had to recreate it. What I normally would play for a donation, I cannot play for a donation because it does not have I don't have it in here, so I wouldn't be able to put it in here. However, I did get a donation from Mr. Trap himself, man. Trap LLC in the building, man. Donated $2, man. Thank you so much for the donation, Brody. Yeah. I don't even think he put did you write anything in there? I don't think he wrote anything in there. He just said, here go the money, man, and I'm out of here. So thank you so much for the donation, man, Trap. Ms. Zaya says, hey, what up, Ms. Zaya? Welcome in the building, girl. All right, Ms. Zaya also says, so They are trying to divide us and make us pick a side at the same time. Shaking my head. Yeah, who you rolling with? You know what I'm saying? All right, because yeah. Because I know, man, I be trying to get my lady to send me some sexy pics, and now if she hears this, she gonna be like, no, because it's not encrypted because she got Android and I got iPhone, so she definitely ain't gonna send. She ain't sending them before, but she definitely ain't sending them now. So yeah, don't be sending them pictures unless y'all got the same phone, right? keep them private. All right, let's keep going. Oh, I guess that was it. Never mind. Yeah. So yeah, phone to phones, I guess is safe, man. Now, some people might ask, like, hey, man, how do we, if we want to send secure messages, what's one way to do it? Let's check it out and see what they have to say.
And that's not the only way hackers try to get access to your accounts. Agent Patel says some scammers may simply trick you into giving up that two-factor authentication information instead of hacking into your text messages.
So a lot of these threat actors use social engineering techniques. So once you get that text message, they'll say, hey, you won the lottery. If you give me that next message that you're going to see with that number and you respond right away, you will win something.
Agent Patel says the simplest way to secure your text messages is to use a free encrypted messenger like WhatsApp, Telegram, or Signal, just to name a few.
The threats are pretty dynamic, and what is secure today is not secure tomorrow.
The FBI also advises turning off your devices every few weeks and allowing automatic updates on your smartphones. Agent Patel says this can close the door on a threat that's already been discovered.
All right, man. Ms. Zaya says, I'm going to have to use that one. What you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? Now, also with the donation, man, appreciate the $2. That will stay up there until we reach 25, and then I'll reset it. But, I mean, and that what I'm saying is over the time of having more podcasts. So if we don't get it today, if we don't get 25 today, then next week I'll have one. And if let's say somebody add $3, I'll keep it up there. We'll go with 5, and then we'll keep going until it gets to 25 at least. All right. So yeah, and so that way everybody doesn't have to just donate $25. You can piece it together. However we get to 25, we get to 25, and then we make it happen. All right. Just for those that are new who may not know. But yeah, man, you got to be careful out there. There's some apps, WhatsApp app, I think is what they were saying, and some other things of how to keep pics between devices. Oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that. No, Ms. Zaya, don't do that. No. Come on, man. I'm sure that guy or that lady or whoever it is deserves some nice pics from you. All right, so yeah, man, you got to be careful out there, man. They doing the hacks and all that stuff out there on the phones, man. Make sure you protecting yourself out there on the webs and stuff, man. All right, because they trying to get your money. And if they hit me up with a lottery, like some of this stuff is crazy. I understand we got some old people out there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the old people. But some of the ways they be getting fooled, I tell you what, man. Because there was one clip I seen where the lady, it was an old lady, she was putting money in the bank, I guess crypto, because her bank or something like that said that she was behind or something and she needed. And luckily there was a good Samaritan who was there. I don't know if it was a lady that worked there or seen it or something, but they ended up calling the police. The police came, grabbed the phone from her and was like, hey, and the guy's like, yeah, man, I just wanted to do. And he's like, yeah, nah, yeah, this ain't happening. Get up out of here. So was able to kind of save her because she was putting thousands upon thousands trying to send it to there to correct whatever she thought was wrong. So be careful with them out there, man. They ain't giving out money like that. Especially if you ain't played the lottery and they talking about you won the lottery, man. Be very, very cautious about it. And don't forget, you can call the places directly. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to go through them. Call the places directly and say, hey, man, I got this, what should I do? Because that do two things. That'll save you on one hand, and it'll also alert them to a scam that they may not know is going on. So that way they can alert other people as well. All right. So yeah, be out there protecting yourselves. All right. Now I don't understand how this is still a thing. Okay, but there's, and this is a big fear of mine. Okay, because I think that when it comes to my children and letting them go outside, I want them to go outside. It's, you be worried about kidnappers and stuff like that, but I be worried about damn dogs, man. And somebody dog getting loose and attacking my baby. And lo and behold, there's something like that happened in, I believe it's Florida.
We continue staying on top of this story here. 2 dogs still in a mandatory 10-day quarantine tonight after mauling an 8-year-old, Michael Millet, while walking down the street. Just yesterday, we told you while the dog owner has not yet been charged, authorities say they will be soon.
Volusia County Sheriff Mike Chitwood said the dogs have caused trouble in this neighborhood before. West Houston Nike Brigadigus caught up with the sheriff again today and spoke to a legal expert to find out why the owner has not been held accountable yet.
So from what they're saying, how is the owner not held accountable? That's wild to me that they're not even being held accountable for their dog killing somebody. Like, is because number one, I thought every state had a off the leash law of where your dogs had to be leashed up and controlled. Because if their dogs even got and damaged, somebody else's dog that was walking, the owners would be held liable for the damages that their dog caused to whoever had their dogs on the leash. But these dogs killed somebody, like, and there's no repercussions or anything for that. Thank you for everybody that hit the like button. Hold on, man. I just noticed that. Thank you for everybody that hit the like button. I'm very, very appreciative of that. I just noticed the number had went up and I did not see it, but thank you so much for that. But yes, the amount of they would have to be responsible for that. But let's see if they can explain why they're not.
Family and neighbors in Volusia County are not only heartbroken, they are frustrated, wondering when the owner of 2 dogs that mauled an 8-year-old boy to death will get charged.
We're doing our investigation, and the state attorney at the end of the day is the one who's going to make this call.
Sheriff Mike Chitwood spoke to West 2 on Friday about the hurdles they're facing.
There's no documented incidents. Like anything else, something happens, everybody's like, oh, this happened, that happened, that happened. Well, you never called us. And
deputies captured the pit bull and the mixed breed dog after Michael Millet was killed in DeLand's Berry Ridge neighborhood. The animals are expected to be euthanized soon. As far as consequences for the owner,
and even though it's a horrible crime, and I can't imagine a worse tragedy than what happened to that child. Unfortunately, the degree of tragedy doesn't automatically make it a criminal offense.
The amount of tragedy doesn't automatically make it a criminal offense. At what? Somebody help me here. Unless you the police, I would say that I can't think of anything where death is the result and it's not viewed as a criminal act. I don't know. I'm sure it's something, I'm thinking of malpractice or something like that. But, and in some cases that can also be, I think a criminal offense as well. So I'm confused. I don't know. Miss Shanti, help me out. I don't know. She said that's wild. Yeah, I don't know where you can just go and that could happen and there's no criminal. I don't know, man. Somebody help me on that one.
Attorney Aaron Delgado in Volusia County, who was not connected to the case, says under Florida statutes, there are really only 2 options: a felony charge if there's proof that the dogs were found dangerous before, or a misdemeanor if there's no record of the dogs being dangerous in the past.
If she knew this was possible and she took no steps to do anything, then it's possible they could try to develop a culpable negligence.
Wait a minute. If you knew this is okay, is this the first dog attack ever? I mean, how do you not know that it's possible? Especially we all know if you have certain breeds, right? And depending on the breeds, the temperaments, right? Some are not adequate to deal with small people or dogs, right? They'll say, okay, with this breed can't do, be around them or whatever. Or some maybe, more prone to aggression. How do we not know that this is something that could happen? I'm confused. Ms. Shanti says he probably has connections with some people, so he's being helped out. That's immediately what I thought as well, Ms. Shanti. That's also what I thought. Yeah. Make that make sense. Square that circle for me.
Theory towards a murder prosecution, but I think that would be incredibly challenging.
The sheriff is asking neighbors that if they had any prior issues with the dogs to come forward.
Wait a minute, is this the same sheriff that just was like, man, people gonna come and say that things was happening, but they ain't got no documentation, so we can't do anything about it? And now he's saying, well, if you got any information to come forth, if this has happened before, I don't know. It seems kind of backwards, but okay.
So they're going to be looking at any kind of circumstantial evidence to show what the state of mind of the owner was, what kind of steps they took.
Delgado says the statutes have not been changed since the 1800s, and it's something Chitwood wants to bring to light.
My job will be, once the state attorney makes a decision, my job's going to be to lobby the legislature to say, take a look at this statute, take a look at what happened to Michael and Michael's family. Is this fair? That's
wild, man. So they got to go through, I guess, they're since the 1800s. What, somebody ain't never been ate up by a dog before? Because it's been plenty of stories that I've covered where people didn't got ate up by dogs. So I don't know why now would be the time to. And it's in Florida. Come on, man. We already know how crazy Florida is. I'm sure somebody getting ate up by a dog right damn now. You know what I'm saying? And a gator. And an anaconda. Like, it's wild out there. It's wild. Crazy. It's always possible. Come on now. I warn people not to pet my little dog because she may bite. Yeah, even the small dogs. Now, granted, the small dogs won't, they won't most likely unalive somebody, but they can still puncture skin and you know what I mean, make it, make it not a good time. So yeah, even in that case, if my dog went and bit a child, even if it isn't a big dog, it would also still be, you would still be held liable. It's just, it's just crazy that, and I mean, we think about it. There was a student who I think took a gun to school and did, some mass shootings, and I think the parent got held responsible, in charge for that. So the fact that a dog that killed somebody and there's no nothing that they can do, that kind of just that I'm a little baffled by that one. Okay, I'm baffled. I don't understand that one at all. But let's see what else we got going on, man. Oh, man, guess what? I went to go get on my phone. I got my phone right over here. Oops, hit the screen. My bad. I got my phone right over here. I don't know if I messed that up or not. And I got one of my friends, man. Shout out to Ches, man. Ches hit me up and said, hey, man, I can't get on TikTok. So I ended up checking to see if I can get on TikTok myself. I'm looking right now to see if I can get on there. Actually, not to see if I can get on there. So he said that, and I was like, okay, you know what? The bands came through. We're done. I'm done. Fuck TikTok, right? So I deleted the app. I was like, man, all right, fuck it, man. We're done with TikTok then. So I went ahead. I deleted TikTok, and he hit me back. I think I got some notifications saying how President Trump was saying that he's going, one of the first things he going to do is reinstate TikTok. And next thing I know, within hours, TikTok was back on, right? So Chaz hit me up again, said, hey, man, TikTok is back on. So I was like, what? So I went to go see if I could, get the app. I couldn't get the app. I'm on Apple. I could not get the app. However, I did go to my desktop, looked on my desktop, and there it was. It was back up again. But some people were talking about it. We're going to see what they had to say about that real quick.
The decision by the U.S. Supreme Court to uphold the TikTok ban or sale law did not come as a surprise.
This is what we expected from the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court was faced with a First Amendment challenge to a law that had broad bipartisan support and a law that was supported by national security concerns.
The High Court made the unanimous decision to ban the short video app, which has 170 million users across the country, based on national security.
Here we have Congress and the president saying there are very real national security concerns. And it's rare that the justices like to second guess Congress and the president when it comes to national security concerns.
All right. Yeah. Thank you for the like over there on Facebook, man. I'm trying to make sure I stay looking both back and forth to see if I miss anybody for some reason. I don't think Facebook pops up on here. So I'll be watching out for you over there. Yes. So TikTok did go away. Kay said TikTok is back. If you didn't delete the app, yes, 100%, man. It is back. As long as you didn't delete the app, like me. So I guess that's just the universe saying I didn't need TikTok. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I wasn't gonna, it's one of those things where I wasn't gonna be on TikTok anyways. But yeah. But if Ches is in the building, man, Ches said he was gonna get on TikTok with me. So hopefully, whenever I'm able to download TikTok again, I'll never neglect you again, TikTok. No, fuck TikTok. I'm sorry, I don't give a shit. Fuck TikTok. TikTok, I came on there one time and I had a live, and they banned me. And didn't even tell me why they banned me. It was a temporary ban. I think it was like for a week or something like that. But yeah, I was like, man, fuck you, TikTok. You can't go live yet. I can't do anything, but for those that can, Kay says you cannot go live yet. Yeah, see, I need you on here talking about these things, man. Kay be up on it. She know. I used to be covering stories. She'd be like, yeah, da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? So she was always up on the latest of information, man. So for those that were wondering, you cannot go live on there quite yet via K. All right. But yeah, man, it's a wonderful thing. You know what I mean? And so one thing that I was talking about earlier is how cold it is out there, man. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all are also dealing with the cold weather, right? It's really like it's dropping, right? It's dropping probably to the 20s and below, right? Depending on where you at in the world. And so, it's real cold out here, man. And also one thing that's coming up as well is the inauguration, right? So it's cold. The inauguration is coming up, and and it's crazy because it isn't the coldest that it's been during inauguration. Matter of fact, there's been some stories or some shows that say that talk about like when it was cold. I think during the Kennedy inauguration.
It was 22 degrees Fahrenheit, -6 degrees Celsius, with a wind chill of 7 degrees Fahrenheit, -14 degrees Celsius, right around noontime. And take a look at John F. Kennedy right here. He didn't even wear a jacket.
Anyway, look, I ain't gonna lie to you. They made men and women different back then. I'll tell you what. I tell you what, man. Thank you for whoever just hit that like button. I appreciate you, cause your boy, man. I need some help out here, and you're helping me. So thank you so much for that like button. Yeah. They build them different. Look, you couldn't even tell. You would think it was like a summer day on that. The way he just thugging it out in that cold on his inauguration, man. Cause it is definitely getting cold around here. It's supposed to -1 in Indiana tomorrow. God dang. Most importantly, MLK Day. Yes. Wait, am I talking? Yes, MLK Day. Shout it out, man. Yeah.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Yeah, MLK Day, man. Shout out to MLK on that one. I've talked to some people, and they've that's all the tomorrow is for them. However, it is also the inauguration day. Now, I'm sure you're probably wondering, like, why the heck is he talking about code in the inauguration? Well, the reason why I'm talking about the code and the date of the inauguration is because tomorrow is the inauguration of, right now, a president-elect, but will soon be the president of the United States, Donald J. Trump. I can't even say the name, man. Give it up to Donald J. Trump. Donald J. Trump. All right. So it is the inauguration, man, and we've all seen this. It's been cold pretty much every time the inauguration comes around. We've noticed, him as well as Obama walking down, greeting everybody, saying, hey, right after the inauguration, I think it is, and they're walking down the street with the heavy jackets on and mittened up and all that good stuff. However, this inauguration is going to be a little different. Back in the past, they had the presidents, they thugged it out and came out in the cold and dealt with the inauguration and kicked it with the people that elected them. However, this is a little bit different. They're going to be holding the inauguration inside. And, More to Love's in the building. What up, More to Love? Hey, family says More to Love. What up? However, this is going to be a little bit, Donald J. Trump. Is that what I said? It was a tongue twister. I don't know why. I haven't eaten. Okay, my blood sugar probably low. I haven't eaten yet. Like I said, I've been working on putting this stream together since earlier this morning, and because everything crashed, I was gonna go eat something before I had to come on, and I didn't. So my brain's a little foggy right now. I apologize, but Donald J. Trump is not having the inauguration on the inside. All right, or on the outside. He's actually having it on the inside. The tough guy, yes, he is having it on the inside because he said it's too cold. All right. Now, with that, of course, his supporters, were told this, and let's see what they had to say about it.
It was 22
at Capital One Arena for folks, but nobody's going to be outside now. What's your reaction to that?
So we're not going to get to see it in person then. Is that correct?
That's right.
Well, I don't like it. I mean, we came all the way from Washington, from Oklahoma. And, now we're not going to get to see it. We might as well stay home and watch it on TV.
It sucks. Let me rephrase that. It's not good. Yeah, it's actually something that we've been looking forward to for historical purposes and being a part of it. That's once in a lifetime.
Absolutely.
We made all the plans, all the arrangements to come up and be a part of this event. And all of a sudden to hear that it's being moved indoors, we're prepared for the weather. It's not a problem. Kind of like a bummer.
It is, yeah. It's cold ain't gonna hurt nobody. And we have farms, and we don't get to not feed the cows because it's cold.
All right, man. Kate says tomorrow is also when mass deportation starts in Chicago. Adios. Messiah says he is too old to catch a cold. He might not make it though. Yeah. He's a frail old man. So, we got to be careful with him. Messiah says, shaking my head, they still think he cares. Yes, that's the whole thing of it. And like old buddy said, he's like, man, I still, no matter the temperature, I got to go to work. I still got to show up. I can't just let the cows do whatever the cows is doing. I got to come out there. I got to feed them, and I got to work. So I expect my men, the guy I vote for, to be just as tough as me. He's acting like a rich, spoiled brat, right? He can't stand the cold, right? He's acting like he's a man of means and wealth, not like the workers. Oh, who supported him? I don't know. That's weird. The everyday Joe is like, man, I thought he'd be a little bit tougher and be able to handle the snow, the cold, but he's not. So, that's just how it is. But, it's just too cold. So, of course, there's, you gotta think back sometimes, because I talked about it before as far as like, I don't understand why everybody's like, hey man, he's the guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's the one, he's this and he's that. When I was like, dude, I can't understand what the heck everybody got that I missed. I didn't get what they got to be like, man, it was so great. Like, this is the part, these are the things that I remember, right? The part of making promises and not showing up, right? And it's almost god dang poetic in a sense of like, he doesn't have to show up for you guys anymore. All he needed was your vote, and now he got it, so he doesn't really have to show up for you guys. You're not important right now. You never were important. I just needed, to get in office. I didn't want to go to jail. It was either the White House or a jail cell, and I chose, the White House, so I pandered to you guys to get what I needed. So that's what it almost feels like. It's like, well, now that we got it, I don't really need you guys, because then guess what, man? If you look at Vivek and Elon, when we covered them, they were downing Americans for their lack of education and how dumb they are and their priorities, right? The people that look like him definitely didn't vote for Trump thinking that was going to be the people that he had around him. You know what I mean? Like, that's not what they voted for. But this is what, now that he's got it, he doesn't really, I think the true colors can really be shown now, because, and I'm not saying he doesn't care about them, but I'm saying if I was looking at it, this is what I would probably feel if this is what it looks like, right? If this is what's happening, I would say, well, he probably didn't give a damn from the get-go, right? Not saying that's true, man. He probably loves you. Not him comparing this to farming. I mean, that's what he said. And I mean, literally, it's probably even easier than farming because you're not doing any heavy lifting. You're literally, I believe you're just, they got the shows and stuff like that, but you're putting your hand on the Bible and saying, hey, man, I will uphold I was supporting the Constitution, even though he didn't the first time. So, yeah, it's weird. I don't know. It's a weird upside down. But, yeah, there's something that probably a lot of people are familiar with, which was that one thing that he was complaining about last time.
I think he was pretending to build something there. But let's remember the crowd size from, say, 2009, former President Obama's inauguration, 2017, Donald Trump's inauguration. Remember, Donald Trump had to pretend it's the biggest crowd size ever.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That crowd size thing. Okay. Yeah. That crowd size thing. Do you remember that? That's what I remember of this presidency, of it starting off with lies. That's what I don't know what everybody else saw. I didn't get to see it. I didn't get to experience what they experienced. This is the experience that I had of him saying that, hey, man, what's important was the crowd size. And my crowd size was bigger than Obama's. That's what he was crying about. That's what I remember. I don't remember this other stuff that everybody else remembers that made it such a great time. I don't remember it. I remember things like this, a blatant lie of saying that his, and minus the lie, but just the obsession. People, officials had to come out and coddle him about, or lie to the American people about the crowd size. They had to come out and lie on behalf of our president about the size of his crowds. That's what I remember. I don't know where the other stuff is. So it just, I've seen this movie already before, so I'm not really like, it's like, okay, like I don't know what everybody else is looking to come back, but I already know what comes with this presidency, and it's not truth and honesty. It's not wealth. It's not. You know what? Because half of the ignorant people, you know what they're gonna say was great. Give me the number one thing that everybody, that most people, especially people of color, tout of being good when Trump was in office. Give me that one thing. Give me that one thing that they tout. And while y'all are typing that in, we'll check out the next one.
I've personally attended countless rallies where President Trump spoke in extreme weather conditions from cold to rain to heat.
So this is Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's defending, I guess, Donald Trump. They all come out to defend him, and that's what this is, I guess, in regards to the inauguration being pulled inside. What's the one thing? Somebody knows it. Say it.
There a security threat other than extreme cold temperature, not only for him, but for the people? Our editor-in-chief, Ron Filipkowski, goes, Father Time is undefeated. Trump is not in any shape to stand out there in the cold. Got to give the old geezer some credit for understanding his limitations, Filipkowski also wrote. Trump claims he's moving his inauguration inside from the cold because he's worried about the health of attendees. Meanwhile, he had people dropping like flies at his outdoor rallies over the summer.
I don't know. Well done, Ashanti. We're gonna come right back to you. I don't know if we covered this. People were dying because of heat, exhaustion. I don't even know if he showed up or not. I think one of those, I don't even think he showed up to it, but people were literally, I don't know if it was cold or hot on that particular time, but I know for sure there was one where people were passing out and there was another one where people were cold, and he might not have had even showed up.
In places like Arizona, Nevada, and other locations because he didn't want to spend the money to do them inside.
Yes, so he didn't even want to spend the money to do it. So there's been plenty of times where it's been uncomfortable conditions, and yet and he may not have even showed up. So I guess he's just, when you get old, let's be honest, when you get old, that cold hit different. Okay, I'm not even old, but that cold, as soon as that cold come in my knees, I get to rubbing my knees. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, what is this? It must be, winter must be coming, right? So I definitely can agree with that. But yes, the stimulus, the uneducated tout about the stimulus. That's all that I hear, because there's never really any policies. It's just the stimulus that he got money. Y'all want to know about the stimulus? Hold on, let me see. Y'all want to know about the stimulus? This is audible real quick. This was not meant to be talked about, but I'm going to go ahead and add this in here. Let's talk about the stimulus. Let's look at it real quick.
First of all, let's clear up certain myths.
Okay.
You know those checks that went out?
Yes, those skimmies.
Right. Right.
Stimulus check.
Yeah, I know. Well, right. Yes. Yes.
We got to be for stimulus, but they call them stimmies. Okay.
The reason those came about is because there was a Democratic majority in the House of Representatives and Congress.
Mm-hmm.
People like Maxine Waters, people like Hakeem Jeffries, right?
Yes.
Who did the work of pushing to say, people need help right now and we need to send out checks. There was a whole lot of opposition to it, including from Donald Trump's White House.
Yes, even him. I think he was resistant to it at first.
Yes. That's why those checks, remember, Congress holds the purse.
Yes.
So really, Congress wrote those checks. But then Donald Trump, unlike any president before or after, decided he'd put his name on those checks.
So therefore, people thought
Donald Trump gave me that check. And so let's clear that up first and foremost.
Okay.
But let's also deal with where he was in terms of his policies on the economy. He gave the biggest tax cuts for billionaires and the biggest corporations, which caused an incredible deficit. He tried to get rid of the Affordable Care Act, which we also call Obamacare, which benefited so many people, including and in particular.
All right, we don't have to go down history again, but this is why I low key and high key fucked with Vivek. This is why I low key fucked with Vivek. Because Vivek said, hey man, let's make these idiots take a test. Let's make these idiots take a test before they can vote. A civics test. So they know how the government operates. We have been told since the beginning that Congress holds the purse, and still idiots will think that Donald Trump gave them a check. I missed what everybody else got. I didn't get it. I did not get it. Thank you for paying attention to being here. Yeah. It was a great show, man. I thank you all for being here. Great answer, Miss Shanti. It's crazy that you got it right off the back. I'm always a little nervous sometimes because I don't know what your answer is going to be, but you knew exactly what the answer was, so I appreciate you for leading us to that portion of it. But yeah, thank you guys for being here. I know that, again, you may not agree with what I have to say, and it's okay. You can write it down in the comment section. I would love to hear it. Okay. And don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Hit the notification bell so you'll know every time we go live. All right. And again, that's the show, man. I thank you guys for being here. I don't think I missed anything. What else we got going on? Wait, what's up with the eye roll? Because I said thank you. I didn't know if you were going to get there. You know that you're not into politics. So the fact that you're not even into politics, but you still know the answer, knows that that's the thing that circulated the most inside of that bubble, or inside of wherever you're at. So that's all it is. Great show, though, Shouty. Okay, I'm not even going to dignify that one. But yeah, thank you. Just try to get a rise. But thank everybody again for coming out, showing up, man, and showing out. Thank you to Kay in the comment section. I think I saw Ms. Zaya. I think I saw More to Love popped in, I believe. Thanks to Trap for the donation.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Thank you, Trap, for the $2 donation. Again, if we reach the 25 goal, we would have a extra bonus show. And what else do we got going on? Yeah, so this do not miss next week's podcast. We are gonna have I'm gonna open it up to whoever wants to come and join in. All right, so please do not miss that. Let me check and make sure that there was no other donations given. I don't believe there was. Okay, no other donations given, so we did not meet for an extra show tomorrow. However, it's going to be snowy. Y'all going to have a great time anyway. So thank you, K Mill. So y'all stay warm out there. Be safe. All right. If it is snowing in your area, be careful. Drive safely. Okay. Don't let these idiots rush you into an accident. Okay. Take your time. Do what you got to do to get to where you got to get safely. Hopefully the kiddos do not have school as well. I know a lot of places are already closing down. So hopefully that helps. Of course, it's going to be Monday, Martin Luther King Day, as well as the 20th of January for inauguration. So make sure, you do what you got to do for both of those. All right. Thanks again for coming through, showing out. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Audi 5000. Peace out.